Happy Craftmas and welcome to part 2 of my holiday stash busting, in which I am trying to use up this Ghosts of Stashmas Past 6 balls of eyelash yarn that I have had haunting my stash since 2005. This is Moda Dea Prima. I started with 3 balls in green, 2 in red, and 1 in white. I have made some really good progress and I am super excited to finally get this stuff used up and out of my stash. Last time I knit up a couple of Christmas trees and I crocheted a wreath, and you can find that video right here. And so I used up almost all of the green, and that's super, super exciting. So now I'm pumped to get through the rest of this. I have less than half a ball of white, but I still have a ton of this. First up, we are going to try to make an ornament, no stitching involved, and then I'm going to make some garlands. And I've got a couple other little odds and ends I'm gonna try. I don't know how they'll turn out, so we'll just talk about them when I get there. Hopefully by the end of this will be all gone and I can wake up from this Christmas nightmare and move on with my life. So let's just get right to it. I have some of these floral foam balls. I think what I'm gonna try and do is just wrap these in yarn. Go ahead and actually make a bit of a slip knot just so that the pin has more to hold on to. Looking for a long, sharp needle. This one might work. What I want to do is just try and feed it straight through the center of the ball. It's a little green, but it worked. Let's see if I can just tie a knot at the base of this. A very quick and dirty ornament that used up a bunch of yarn. Ooh, I could make a tassel. This is hideous. Yes, I'm aware. I do wish I'd made the tassel a little longer. I just wrapped it around my hand, but you know, proof of concept. How do I get more than 2 strands from this so that I can make a really chunky multi-strand garland? Well, I'm gonna try something. I've got the inside and the outside, put them together, and I'm gonna wind it into a new ball that I can also pull from the center. So here goes nothing. I have a ball of my yarn folded in half. I could go from that and have, you know, double strand yarn, but I want more than that. So we're gonna do it again. And now I have a ball of 4 strands together. Let's do a candy cane garland. We'll do it again. And then after I do this, I'm just going to crochet a chain. I actually wish I'd had more green left because this is great. It looks like evergreen. So this is a fantastic use for eyelash yarn, is to replicate evergreen branches. I I decided to make another ornament, one that I have already made before, another candy cane pony. If you would like to know how to make this, I actually walked through the instructions step by step in my second Craftmas installment, which you can find right up here. I set aside a quantity of red yarn, but this eyelash yarn is just too slippery. It wouldn't keep the candy cane covered, so I had to switch it out, and I used up some of the wool-ease, and I was able to use some red for the mane. I don't know which one looks better. They both have their flaws. This one's beefy and messy. This one is scraggly. So the next project I did was I knit up a stocking. Because we did knitting in the last video, I didn't film this one. I did not use a pattern, I just did freehand, and you will notice there is quite a bit of cream in here because I remembered I had some more. Wrapped up in a ball with another yarn. I think I used it on a blanket and frogged it like a year or two ago. I'm a little disappointed because I had saved some red for making the pony, and if I had known that the red yarn wasn't going to work for that, I would have just put it in the stocking. When I finished this stocking, I was really excited because I thought I had used up all the red, but in fact, I do actually still have this much red. I have one more idea I finally came up with that we're gonna try and use this up. But before I get to that, I do need to stitch closed these heel gussets. I'm rambling, I am so sorry. There's my stocking. It really would have benefited from this, from having more of a heel turn and a longer foot, but you know, it's still kind of cute for what it is. I'm almost done. I now only have this and this. So I think what I want to do with this is make a tassel doll. Once again, I'm not using instructions for this, I'm just winging it. I have looked at instructions at some point in the past. I think I remember what to do. I think I am going to separate the two strands, and I'll use the one that's just fuzzy for the body of the doll, and then I'll use the eyelash bits for like making a skirt, or maybe just the lower half. I'm not sure how it's gonna work yet. It was a pain, but I did it. I took the shorter of my two remaining pieces and I separated the eyelashes from the fluffy stuff. This is how much white I have left. I do have an idea for how to use that. That was a bit of a chaotic episode, but you know what? That was a bit of chaotic yarn. And I am so glad that it is finally used up and out of my stash forever. I feel lighter. Really, I do. While I did not like working with this yarn, naturally, I actually kind of like some of the stuff that I came out with, and I really look forward to trying them again someday in, you know, more reasonable yarn choices. And if you've got some yarn in your stash that you are desperate to use up, I hope that maybe you got some ideas from this. While I didn't go through the process for really any of these. If there is anything you would like to see in more detail, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I can turn them into a full tutorial at some point in the future. But first, we need to finish up Craftmas. I do hope you'll come back next time. I have a couple of cross-stitch pieces from last year that I'm going to finally turn into ornaments. And I have 2 ways that I'm going to do that. So do come back for that. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you there. Bye. These are ugly, but if you stick them in a tree, you'll never notice. They'll just blend right in. It'll be fine.